Steve, one of the things that we are doing here at Psych Sessions is we want to promote what people are doing in terms of professional development conferences and those kinds of things. And so I just saw on Twitter that you are doing something called Psych Fridays. Can you just tell us a little bit about what that is?
Yeah. Psych Friday is a one-day conference, mini conference. It's open to the public. It's held at Hoover Public Library, so anyone who wants to can come to it. But it's specifically geared towards AP high school psychology students. So we invite teachers and students to come for the day and learn about psychology topics that they wouldn't normally get just by like reading the textbook, or it's outside of what's usually covered in an AP Psych course. There's overlap, of course, but it's a little more specialized in certain ways. And then they get to do hands-on demonstrations, and then they also have like an opportunity to sort of review for the AP Psych test. So it's sort of geared to be like it's geared to have multiple purposes. One of them is to really help the AP Psych teachers and students out, be a enriching educational experience for them. But it's also meant to heighten the profile of psychological science, beyond the university classroom. So it's got multiple purposes like that.
And where did this idea come from?
It's something I've been thinking about for a while, because rather famously, psychology, we're supposed to give psychology away. We're supposed to, educate the public about psychological science and how it's different from what you see on TV or what people think it is. And so there's that, and then there's ways of helping AP psychology teachers do their job, giving them some extra resources and things like that. And then, to be perfectly honest, there's also putting our psych program at Samford out there and heightening its public profile. So this kind of addresses all those issues. So it's something, an idea I've had for a while.
Right. So, yeah, and the reason we're talking about this is most of the people who are listening to this are probably not going to travel to Birmingham for a Friday for this conference, although you might if you're in the area or something like that. But what I'm really interested in is people hearing kind of a creative idea on conferences. And this isn't the teaching training sort of conferences or the scholarship of teaching and learning sort of conference that we might be used to, but it serves these multiple other functions. And tell us about your AP high school teachers who show up to this. What do they get out of this event?
Well, they get a free lunch, which is probably important. They get a day where they don't have to teach, which is good. It's done on a school day, so the students get out of school to come to this, and they get continuing educations because we cover topics. We have a keynote speaker, we have concurrent sessions, so they learn probably some research or content area that they may not be familiar with, and they also see a lot of the concurrent sessions are offered by our faculty who are specialists in their area, so they see how those faculty present information, and they get ideas for modifying their own teaching. And it's just fun for the students, and it's good review, and then it's professional development for the teachers as well.
Right, and then for programming for the day, I think you told me earlier that you start with a keynote speaker, and then...
Yeah, so we start with a keynote speaker. This year it's Jane Hallinan. I hear good things about her. And then we have 3 concurrent sessions. So we have about 7 or 8 topic areas. These are mostly taught by faculty. We have some schools that actually create like their own programs. So students can pick any 3 to attend. Then we have lunch, and then we have an activity fair, so they can take part in activities like the Stroop effect, McCulloch effect, McGurk effect, and they get stickers for each one they attend, and they get prizes if they attend them all. And then we end with a big Kahoot review session of like questions they might see on the AP test, and it's done sort of like sort of a Jeopardy style, although they don't have to, it's done with Kahoot, things like that. And Amy Feinberg, who people may not know was a former Jeopardy contestant, runs that part. And so it's lively, it's fun, and just have a variety of different of activities for students to do. And the students just enjoy seeing other AP Psych students as well.
Yeah. So one thing I'm thinking is that if you keep doing these kinds of things, you're going to be out of the classroom completely and just putting on conferences. So
well, hopefully it's not quite, but this is fun and different, and we get funding for it, but it doesn't take any funding. We do it, and it's just a great way to connect with the AP teachers in your area, and it's a real. Not only do the high school students benefit, but my own students take part in this. They run the activities, they help schedule the day, and so it's a lot of fun for them as well.
Yeah. So one of the things I just really love about this idea is that it's creative, it's different. I think that teachers who are listening to this, that there's funding, there are grants out there for this kind of thing, and if you have an idea, and I don't know where you came up with this idea, but I love the idea. I don't know if you picked it up from anybody else, or if it was just something you were thinking about.
Yeah, I don't know where I came up with the idea. I've not heard of anyone else doing something similar to this, but I don't know. When I thought of it, I just immediately thought this could be a real win-win for everybody, and it's worked out that way so far.
Right, and I mean, if I'm a teacher in I'm going to pick Nebraska, I could probably model something like this.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's a model that could be replicated, pretty much anywhere there's a good concentration of AP Psych programs.
Yeah. Well, maybe you'll start a movement here. All right.
So.
Thanks again.
Sure.